How do you feel? Obviously, last time you were here was preseason. It's good to get back in the area and get skating again.
Yeah, it's exciting. I was obviously looking forward to coming down here. Felt good, obviously day one. So I think just, knocking some rust off for me. Haven't skated like that in a while. So yeah, just, build day by day.
Quick turnaround for you after a long season in London. How would you describe your season as a whole and just what developed the most while you were back at juniors?
Yeah, I mean, hard to complain about much of the season. As a team, obviously, won it all. And I think personally, I think a lot of things went right for me. And I think, everything for me developed really well. I think, a big thing I was happy with was, how my defensive side, improved game by game, day by day. So, something I was looking to improve all season and something I think that did at the end of the day.
You mentioned the defensive side of the game and what to develop. When you left training camp, what was the message to you about what to work on?
Yeah, it was, a lot of everything. I think a big thing was the defensive side, just, working on fine-tuning everything there and just, at the end of the day, just, maturing, getting bigger, getting stronger, all that kind of stuff.
How does camp feel different this year for you, if at all?
Yeah, I think the only difference from this year to last year's, I'm a year older. Not much has changed, obviously new faces and stuff like that, but, a lot of similar concepts with, what we're learning and stuff like that.
Yeah, how's it been being back, around some of the boys after, not playing in the same group as a lot of them for so long?
Yeah, it's obviously different. A lot of guys I'm used to playing against, and I guess looking forward to playing with them now.
Sure.
So, what are some of the things you're focusing on between now to the start of the season?
Yeah, just getting back to work. I think obviously, season for me just wrapped up recently, so at this point it's just focus on getting back into the swing of things through the summer, working out, getting in, in the gym, on the ice, all that kind of stuff.
Who's your roommate? I know you're close with the new guy, Michael Misa. Who do they got you rooming with this time?
I'm with Sharp.
Okay.
Zach Sharp. So yeah, no, he's good. We've in 2 days, but yeah, it's been good.
What'd you think? Obviously, I know we saw the picture online of the FaceTime when they drafted. There was a lot of rumors where they go Misa. What was your reaction when they finally said Michael Misa was the guy?
Yeah, I was pretty happy. Obviously, it's nice to have a guy that come here, and obviously you think of the player that he is. It's really exciting. So, yeah, I've played against him for far too long, so it'll be a change playing with him for once.
Would it be fun to have a pass to you to Misa to Halton and finally get that combination instead of going against each other? Just two, you finally complete the trifecta now.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be nice. I'd rather him put the puck in the net for us rather than against us.
Yeah. When you have a season like you did in juniors, how do you carry that momentum forward into this year?
Yeah, I think it's just taking what worked for me. Obviously, it's a completely different level, here, and what hopefully the next level is for me. It's obviously completely different, so it's just understanding there's a big jump to be had, but at the same time sticking with what's got me to where I have, and just learning everything I can, soaking everything in.